Now, when you're just starting, all the legislations and requirements you have to adhere to can be quite overwhelming. I mean, there's so many to consider, like the Town Planning Scheme, the Building Act, the Building Regulations, Australian Standards, and the National Construction Code. Most of the time, people refer to all of these as just the regulations anyway. So what's the difference? Let's take a closer look. Now, a local planning scheme sets out the way that land is going to be used and developed for the future. So it classifies how an area and a particular parcel of land is going to be used. So if we look at the picture on the left, we take a typical city, we divide that up. So in this case, it's shown as a grid. And if we take a closer look on the picture on the right, from a bird's eye view, we can clearly see how much space is left for grassland and park areas, where the roads are, where housing is, etc. So if we look at this from now looking into the city, it'll look like this. So at the top in red, we've got a clearly denoted area where there's going to be high rises. Then the two areas on the sides, which are in pink, might be our industrial areas. And the area in the middle in green is our housing. And within that area, we might have separate sections for schools and shops, which would be green and yellow in this picture. Orange might be a hospital. Purple could be a kindergarten, for example. And again, down the bottom, we've got an area for aged care in brown. Now again, every single state and every area is going to have their own local requirements. Now, all of this has to be considered when we're looking at the planning side of a project. Let's take a look at the building regulatory framework. Now, this particular video is for Victoria, so we're looking at the Building Act 1993. And this governs the building activity in Victoria only. It sets out the legislative framework, so if you like, the legal rules of building standards and responsibilities and how we must maintain building. It's got an objective to protect the safety and the health of people using buildings. The Building Act also has a section for plumbing, and again, the objective of that is to protect the safety and health of people drinking water and the wastewater system. Now, underneath this, we've got the Building Regulations 2006. They're derived from the Act and they contain, amongst other things, but they talk about things like building permits, building inspections, occupancy permits, how do we enforce the regulations, and how do we maintain buildings. Now, the regulations adopt the National Construction Code, which are our technical documents, and the Australian Building Codes Board are the ones who have produced the National Construction Code. Now, these two are performance-based document. What that means is that it sets out a minimum technical standard for how we actually build things. So anything you find in here is an industry minimum nationwide to what we can build to at a minimum standard level. Now, these documents also call up Australian standards. Now, Australian standards are designed to ensure products and services and our systems are safe, reliable and consistent throughout Australia. They're based on sound evidence and are regularly reviewed to ensure that we keep, up with the pace of new technologies.